Formed in Finland in 1993 under the original name of In Earth, to say Children of Bodom have had an extraordinary career is an understatement. They're probably one of the most famous bands in metal. The 90s takeoff was so impressive that many new metal bands still look up to it today. They're often cited as an influence amongst many, many modern bands. Almost all of their albums earned platinum or gold, status in Finland for sure, and all over the world. And the past 25 years, they become regulars, basic regulars at most of the world's biggest stages. You know, it's no surprise to see them at all the major festivals across the entire world, including this year as well. We'll be seeing them at Bloodstock come August 2019. And this year, that's following a release of a new album, a revitalised and bloodthirsty hate crew, who are presenting their 10th studio album called Hexed. It's out March 8th, 2019. It has been 3 years since the release of the last Bodom album. It was I Worship Chaos. You can go check out our review now on the site. It's over there. And it's always a pleasure to see the Finnish metalers still firing on all cylinders. We've actually already shared our thoughts on the two previously released singles, On the Grass and Clover and This Road. You can go check those out on the site now as well. And I Worship Chaos was lauded by fans as a return to form for the band as they embraced their past. And Hex is a combination of that, continued acceptance, with a more modern Bodom refined style alongside it. It's the latter that sees the more rockier This Road kicks things off in style before Undergrass and Clover, the single, sounds like Bodom of old. Leo's gravelly shot vocals are on fire in the latter of those two, and the guitar riffing is on point, making this a real album favourite already. I can see that really going down the treat live. The addition of Daniel Freyberg on guitars has also seemingly re-energized the band, and he certainly seems to have had some effect on the songwriting. The accusation that a lot of Bodom albums and songs sound quite similar is fair. I don't think any of us can really deny that, even if you're the most hardcore Bodom fan in the world. On Hex, though, there is a marked difference between tracks. There's an obvious playoff between the guitarists and the album, including the impressive fret-heavy glass houses and gothic rockiness of Heikati's Nightmare that really makes this a modern Children of Bodom classic. Then Kicking a Spleen really gives us that Melo-Death, you know, that Melo-Death we want from Bodom sound within the keyboard, something that we've come to expect from the band. A track that also fires out the strongest solo, in my opinion, on the record. As mentioned already, there is some real variety in Hexed tracks, even when they revert to Children of Bodom type, Platitude, Barren Worlds, and the title track. It's all still pretty damn great. Certainly a lot more fire in the belly of Bodom. The pacey riff and traditional Bodom fretwork and Leo's vocals are a throwback to the Bodom of old. It's an absolute pleasure to say that this is a great Children of Bodom album. Sure, it has its few issues here and there, but often they're nothing but minor gripes. You know, you're nitpicking and thinking, oh, I didn't like that riff, or I didn't like that particular part of the drums, and so on. Probably the biggest complaint we'd have is that there isn't a gripping bass hook throughout. You know, the bass, while not lost, it's evident. It's just there. It's just part of the song, which I guess a lot of the time is just what you need. And there's no one specific song either that you could sort of say that stands out as that's the best song Children of Bodom have done in 20 years. And that's the one that it is the reason why you should listen to the album. There's a lot of great songs. There's a lot of very good songs. But there's no one like that's the best song on the album. That kind of thing. It's just overall a wholesome experience. The entire album overall just works listening from beginning to end. And as I said, minor complaints for an album that can be rightfully called the best Bodom album since, I guess, Are You Dead Yet? Maybe even before then, depending upon your opinion. And it wraps up with a nice surprise for long-term Bodom fans as the band re-recorded Knuckle Duster off their underrated Trash, Lost and Strung Out EP. A great song giving a bit of a refresh here and fitting really well, surprisingly, on this album thanks to a hyper set of keys, harsh vocals and old school Bodom riffs. It's the last track on the album, a nice way to finish it off, giving us 11 tracks overall instead of 10. Long-term Bodom fans are going to be very pleased with this, and if you're kind of new to the band and perhaps you haven't come across them at some point, I don't know how that'd be possible, or you haven't really wanted to give them a chance because you don't like all that fretwork, give this a go. There's enough variety in the songs that you might go, oh, I quite like that one, or I quite like this one. But yeah, long-term Bodom fans, I think, are really, really going to be pleased with the mix of the old-school Children of Bodom sound and the more modern, rockier edge that they have in certain tracks here. And as I said, those two guitarists, Leo and Freyberg, together really combining forces to create something quite special. It's out on March 8th, 2019 via Nuclear Blast. Check it out. Let us know what you think in the comments.